This is heat number 1 out of 5 at the Modern Pentathlon World Championships here in Moscow, Russia. In lane 1 at the bottom of the screen, it's Del Bormann of Germany. In 2, it's Stefan Kollner of Germany. In 3, Peter Tobolyu of Hungary. 4, Christophe Patet of France. In 5, Dmitry Bogdan of Belarus. In 6, Alexander Nobis of Germany. And in 7, Nicola Benedetti of Italy. Well, Peter Tobolyu in lane 3 had the best fence as we look at the turn, and Bogdan with 28.43 was first there. Tobolyu 29.26 and Patet 29.53 are the first 3, and they are moving away. This is the slowest heat out of all of them, so we're probably going to get quite a well spread out field here. And there's the 3 in the middle certainly are moving away a little bit. Tobolyu was 11th in the fencing, so he had a pretty good result, but Patet, who's next to him in lane 4, actually finished last in the fencing, so he had a terrible time there. But it's Bogdan who's going to turn first in 1 minute 0.38, Patet in 1:01.97 and Tobolyu 1:02.19, and it's those 3 who are well away. And Patet and Tobolyu are going to have a little private battle here for second, third. But these are the guys. These are all going to be the slowest times you will see, and people in heats 2, 3, 4 will all beat these times here. So it's all about just trying to get the fastest time possible to get the most points on the board. Bogdan of Belarus will turn first at the final turn, 50 to go, 1:33.25 with Patet 1:34.73 and Tobolyu 1:35.24. Tobolyu just started to drop back a little bit, and Patet, who finished last in the fencing, really has got a lot of making up to do here. Tobolyu was 11th, as I said, and Bogdan was 28th. In fact, a lot of the athletes here finished well down in the fencing, so it's very unlikely we're going to see any of these athletes threatening the podium at all, unless something quite miraculous happens on the combined event and the riding. But it's going to be Bogdan who will take this one, with Patet in second place, Tobolyu third, and then bringing up the rear we've got Nobis in heat number 2 out of 5 here at the Modern Pentathlon World Championships in Moscow, Russia. In lane 1 at the closest to the camera, it's Thomas Daniel of Austria. In 2, Riccardo De Luca of Italy. In 3, it's Sam Saxon of the United States. In 4, Pavlov Ilyashenko of Kazakhstan. In 5, Chun Hwan Lee of Korea. In 6, Stanislav Zuralyu of Belarus. And in 7, it's Pavlo Timochenko of the Ukraine. Well, that's the first 50 gone. And the turn, Ilyashenko of Kazakhstan, 29.38, 29.43 for Saxon, and equalled by Zuralyu, also 29.43. So this is, in fact, the Kazakhstan athlete we've not seen before on the World Cup, so this is quite an incredible performance. And he did pretty well in the fencing. He was, just having a little look, he was 6th in the fencing here, and a couple of other top 10 fencers. Chun Hwan Lee, the winner from Chengdu World Cup number 4, was 8th in the fencing, and Zuralyu, who's in lane 6, was 5th in the fencing. And it's Zuralyu who turns first, 1:01 dead for him. Second place, Ilyashenko, 1:01.85 and 1:02.40 for Sam Saxon of the United States, who also did himself fairly proud with the fencing, although he dropped a little bit later on. He was in the top 10 earlier, he finished in 19th. And Thomas Daniel, Pavlo Timochenko on the outer extremes of this pool in lanes 1 and 7, both finished 11th in the fencing. And Timochenko's a real dangerous man. It wouldn't be a shock at all to see him on the podium. They make their final turn, 50 to go after this. Zuralyu 1:33.98, 1:34.86 for Ilyashenko, and 1:35.54 for Saxon. So they're putting on the burners now, coming on to the final 25, and Zuralyu looks as if he's got this one nailed. He's half a length up on Ilyashenko, but Ilyashenko's starting to make a bit of a push here, and it looks as if Zuralyu might have put in a bit too much too early, because Ilyashenko's coming in also lane 3. Sam Saxon's starting to make a move as well. This could be a really close finish. Who's going to take this one? The 3 of them are coming in together. Oh, Zuralyu just takes it by 0.2 of a second from Ilyashenko, who then is 0.1 of a second above Saxon. All the times around the 2:08 marker, so those are all the times that Elodie Clouvel posted in the women's event. And in fact, none of those times were faster than the winner, Dmitry Bogdan, from Heat 1. So Bogdan, so far, with his 2:07 from Heat 1, will be very happy, having seen that every swimmer swam slower than him. But the times will definitely get faster coming on to the next heat. This is heat number 3 out of 5 of the World Championships here in Moscow, Russia. In lane 1, closest to the camera, is Justinas Kinderis of Lithuania. In 2, Andrei Soldatov of Kazakhstan. In 3, Ilya Frolov, 2008 World Champion from Russia. In 4, Dmitry Kopolyansky from Ukraine. In 5, David Svoboda of the Czech Republic. In 6, Alexander Lesin of Russia. And in 7, Venus Kungolsas of Lithuania. 2004 World Champions, some really big names here. And it's Lesin who turns first in 29.14. Second was Kinderis, 29.18. And Soldatov, 29.35. Frolov was third equal in the fencing. The Russians, 3 of the top 4 places in the fencing. Lesin was second in the fencing. And the only other top 10 guy here was Dmitry Kopolyansky, who finished 10th. Justinas Kinderis, who's in lane 1, will be really wanting to put a good time in here. He still doesn't have his Olympic qualification, one of the strongest athletes on the tour, but he's not had a good time of things recently. And Kinderis actually turns first, 101.04. In second, it's Lesin, 101.13. Golsas was third, 101.20. Out in top lane, lane 7. Got Lesin, who's had a very good fence, and his swimming has really been coming on recently. It's starting to move away a little bit. These are all seeded heats. We've got 2 more heats to go. So in theory there should be 2 more faster heats coming up as they come towards the third and final turn. There's 50 to go after this. Lesin has definitely moved away and he will turn first in 1:33.11. Kungolsas right with him, 1:33.55. And third is Kinderis, 1:33.56, just a fraction behind. It really is very close between Kinderis and, in fact, lanes 2 and 3, Soldatov and Frolov. Frolov's known as a fast finisher in lane 3, so don't be surprised if he starts to make a move here. They're coming in for the final 25, and the audience are really enjoying this here in Moscow in the Olympijski Stadium as they come in for the final 10, and this could be anybody's. Kungolsas is putting in a really big sprint there, up in lane 7, and Kungolsas falls back the years to take it. 2:05.02 with Lesin second. Kinderis was third and Frolov fourth. A superb finish there from Kungolsas, who had a very poor fence by his standards, 33rd in the fencing. He'll really need to make it up in the next 2 events, and that is heat number 3.
На старт приглашаются участники 4-го захода.
This commentary is just like a standard formula. This is heat 4 out of 5. The swimmers are getting faster here at the Modern Pentathlon World Championships here in Moscow, Russia. In lane 1, closest to the camera, Bence Demeter of Hungary. In 2, it's Zhou Wai Liu of China. In 3, Jinwoo Hong of Korea. 4, Sergei Karyakin, the defending world champion, in 4 from Russia. In 5, it's Robert Kaza from Hungary. In 6, Mikołaj Hayanuski of Belarus. And in 7, it's Samuel of Great Britain. They turn at the first 50. Bence Demeter 28.20, Liu from China 28.38, and 28.54 for Kaza, who of course won the World Cup final just 4 or 5 weeks ago at Greenwich Park in London at the Olympic test event in great style, sealing his place in the Olympics, subject to national qualification of course. And looking down the list, well, Zhou is the only athlete, in fact Kaza finished third in the fencing, and Zhou was 8th equal in the fencing, but everybody else is outside the top 10. Hayanuski was 11th, but everybody else is much further down. The halfway point, Kaza 59.76. In second it's Demeter 59.82 and 59.85 for Samuel up in the top lane. Well, we saw Kungolsas win from lane 7 in the previous heat, so Samuel will be enjoying that and hoping that he can do the same here as we look at its lanes 4 and 5 are in the middle. Karyakin and Kaza. Karyakin, the defending world champion, was 28th in the fencing, way down, but he did the same in China last year and went on to win the world championship, so he's expecting a good swim. Kaza 131.12 in second, 131.72 to Samuel, 131.73 for Demeter as they come in for the final 50 now, and they've really put the burners on, and it looks like Kaza and Karyakin, but Kaza's making a move away. Karyakin's hanging on in second, and there's a move here in lane 1 from Bence Demeter, who may have taken Karyakin and might move into second place. Samuel's dropped back a little bit. We're going to see that touch here, but winner's certainly going to be Robert Kaza, who takes that from Bence Demeter in second, and Liu from China comes in third. Samuel dropped down there quite badly. He ended up in 6th, and Karyakin also had a poor finish, finished in 5th place. And he's going to have to do something to make this up now. The defending world champion just let go of his hold on the title just slightly here. And that's heat number 4. There's just one heat to go.
Андрей Моисеев, Россия. Фамилия дорожки стартует. Участник Олимпийских игр в Пекине. Бронзовый призер чемпионата мира 2001 года в эстафете.
There's some real tension here. Get ready for the 5th and final heat. The 5th and final heat, the fastest swimmers in the competition here at the Modern Pentathlon World Championships for 2011. In lane 1, nearest the screen, Wunjin Han of Korea. In 2, Andrei Moisev, a winner from the fencing and from Russia. In 3, Amber Ogaziri of Egypt. In 4, Remigius Golis of Poland. In 5, James Cook of Great Britain. In 6, Oro Franceschini of Italy. 7 is Adam Morosi of Hungary. And 8, Janli Gro from China. The turn, James Cook, 26.35. Second was Al Jazeera, 27.57. And Golis was third, 27.77. This is an absolute brilliant start here for James Cook. Jamie Cook doing superbly. He's already 2 lengths up on the rest of the field. We haven't even got to the halfway mark. Cook had a disappointing fence. He dropped down from early. He was very poor in the early starts and finished off in 30th position. Needs the fastest time possible, but he's in the form of his life. 54.82 there, with 57.16 for Al Jazeera and 57.65 for Golis. But Cook, who's broken 3 world records in the last 3 swims, ignoring the qualification here where he admitted he took it a little bit easier. This pool is very heavy and very difficult to swim in, but Cook is absolutely nailing this one. And El Ghaziri is having a great swim over Remigius Golis, who used to dominate this event and he's dropped away and is now in 3rd place. 124.55 for Cook, 127.45 for Al Jazeera and 128.41 for Golis. But this race is only about one man. He's sealed his domination in the first 25 metres and he's going to win this by a mile. James Cook is going to seal a lot of points here as he comes in towards the finishing line. James Cook away, Golis has put in on a big push on Ghaziri and Golis is going to take second. James Cook just starting to slow up actually, he's put too much in too early on. He's really slowed down towards the end, 1:55.47, that's a superb time. 1:57.97 for Golis, who takes second, and El Ghaziri 1:58.58 for him in 3rd. But a good swim for Cook, who just slowed down towards the end there, and well, the reason was he put in such a fast time early on. Great swim for James Cook, and that's the swimming complete. And the athletes will now get changed and get into their riding gear and get ready for the riding event. Jamie Cook, well done today. You won the swimming by a long way. Got to ask you, what happened there? You went off in the first 50 like a bat out of hell, and then you were a little bit pedestrian coming in towards the finish.
Yeah, no, I was a bit nervous from the semi-final because it didn't quite get to plan. You know, I was a bit worried, and so there, my plan was just to go out hard, see how long I could hold it, and I could hold it for about 190 metres, and that last 10 metres was a world of pain.
Yeah, but still, you got a lot of points on the board. You were well separated away from the rest of the field. Just going back to the fencing, you had a terrible start at the fencing. We're keeping an eye on your scores, and everything went really badly to start with, but you managed to recover.
Yeah, the start, Fritzy was saying I was half asleep, which I think I was. Like, nothing was going well, but then I picked it up in the middle, and then my end was a little bit dodgy, but
yeah.
You know, it's a really good experience for me. It's easily the toughest field I've ever had. And those guys are awesome. They are really good. So
absolutely. Well, I've seen you on the tour now for the last period, and I remember interviewing in Palm Springs when you won the swimming there, and you were still new to the and you seem like an old hand. And really, this is your first proper full year where you're really having a go at it. You're winning the swimmings comfortably, and also you've actually got that good experience in the combined. Having we've seen you in the last few events where. At Medway you qualified for the Olympics. So are you confident now going forward to the next 2 events?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to riding Russian horses. I've never done that before, so that should be a good experience. And then the combined, like there's always that unpredictability about it, because your head could be in somewhere else and then you could mess up. But over the last couple of combines, I have been building my confidence up and just focusing my rhythm, no one else around me. So yeah, I'm happy about that. And then the run, you just got to go for it.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be an interesting day, and you've put yourself back in contention. So well done. Good luck.
Thanks very much. Cheers.